But no, recovery is going pretty well. Just making sure that I'm being smart with things, trying to push as much as possible. But at the same time, I think the bigger thing for me is looking at the bigger picture. I don't want to come back too quickly and have setbacks. I'd rather just make sure when I do come back, I hit the ground running and don't look back on that.
Well, what was your off season like after, I guess you had surgery and everything, where you probably weren't able to do a whole lot, right? What was it like for you?
Yeah, my off season consisted of just a lot of rehab, spending time with my family in rehab for the most part.
When did you have the surgery?
I had the surgery middle of October. Middle of October. Came back here for a few weeks, and then was back in California doing rehab.
I mean, it seems that you'll be okay for opening day. I mean, what are your immediate thoughts on things?
Yeah, I mean that's what I would hope to be. That was the plan, but again, just taking it day by day. Everyone's body heals differently and reacts differently. So I'm trying to be smart and listen to mine for the first time. But no, like I said, the biggest thing for me is to make sure that when I do come back, I'm feeling 100%, and I don't want to look back or have any concerns or worries about the situation again.
Jim talked about you'll be playing in the midfield, which I know it's something you've always preferred to do. How about just your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. To be honest, I think a couple year before last, I was, if you would ask me that question, I would say, yeah, I would prefer playing midfield. But I think over the last season, I played a lot in the back, and I got a lot more comfortable in that role, and it's something that I grew into a little bit more. And at the end of last season, when I had a talk with Jim, and we kind of talked about positions, I said that I'm open to playing either. I just want to win games, so wherever they feel like I'm going to be a bigger asset on the pitch, I'm willing to play. Going back in midfield obviously is great. It's what I've played my whole career, and I think I probably know that position a little bit better than playing in the back. But again, if my name is called on to play in the back, it's something that I'm open to doing, and not open to doing, something I'm willing to do.
If you do play any midfield, what kind of confidence do you have in those young guys in the back line, like Richie, Josh, Anderson? What have you seen out of them so far?
Richie had a good season last year. He was thrown in there unexpectedly, and I think he handled the situation well. I think over the course of the season, as he got more games, you saw his confidence grow more and more and more. And by the end of the season, he looked pretty experienced. I think he handled himself very well, and now is a big season for him. This is a big chance for him to continue to grow, take what he learned from last year, and help the guys around him. Now he's not a young boy anymore. He's a veteran because he has some experience under his belt. And it's important for him to use his experience from last year to continue to build on that, to lead from the back and be vocal and be a presence back there. And the young guys that are coming in, same thing. They have a chance to learn from experienced guys, not just himself, but other defenders we have here. And it's an opportunity. Whenever your name is called on, you need to prepare yourself as best as possible to go out there and help this team. And I think, it's only been a couple of days so far, but they've all shown that they're all pretty hungry. Willing to learn. But again, I think we'll start to see the real shape of this team and guys' true character and true ability when we get to Florida, and it's a little bit warmer weather, different. We're on grass, and you can open up the game a little bit more.
Ray talked about leadership when he was in here earlier. I know you're one of the veterans on the team. How important is that role going to be for you to bring those young guys along as they get used to?
It's important, I think, with young guys, it's a tricky situation because you want to help them along the way as possible, but at the same time you need to challenge them. You can't. I'm not a person who believes in babying people or showing anybody special treatment. I think it's important that we push these guys, we introduce them to what this team is, what it means to be a professional, and that goes with not just playing, but also how you conduct yourself off the pitch, how you're looking after your body, making sure you're getting proper rest, and making sure you're ready to come and compete every single day in training and in games, obviously. So I think it's important that we make them feel a part of this group, because when you feel comfortable and when you feel like you can be yourself is when you can play as yourself. So when you can play a little bit, you can play more freely and show what you're really capable of, and that's important. So when we get down to Florida, it's going to be important to really make sure this group is integrated. Everyone feels a part of this system. Everyone buys into what we're trying to achieve this season, and that's when you're going to get the best out of this team and these players.
was a report, I guess, a month or so ago that you've been healthy. You've been in the mix for the January camp. Have you had any recent conversations with Jurgen about where you stand?
Yeah, I think the first time I talked to Jurgen was it after the Gold Cup? I think it was like right after the Gold Cup. He called me. We had a good chat, and since then he's invited me into a few camps, but timing-wise, it wasn't the best because of my injury. And yeah, I saw when I was out in California, I was doing my rehab down at the Step Up Center, and that's where obviously the national team was training. So again, had a chat with him there, and if I was fit, I would have been part of that. But for me, the biggest thing is getting fit first and foremost, and from there, I want to just start the season off properly. Start this year and this season on the right foot. Not just me personally, but this team. I want this team to be successful and us to win some games. And I think in doing that, if I'm playing well, those opportunities will come. It's obviously a goal and something I'm working towards, but my immediate focus is getting fit and helping this team, because I know through that it'll lead to me being back in that picture and part of that team.
Yeah, sometimes when guys aren't with the national team for a little while, they kind of get forgotten. How good did it feel that he did talk to you and you would have had the chance, this January?
Yeah, it's definitely important for me. Like I said, it's something I'm always wanting to be a part of, and feel like I should be a part of. So to go that stretch of, I don't even know how long it was, months where I wasn't a part of things, not in camp and not going to the games. Yeah, it was difficult, but again, I had to just put my head down and keep working. At that point, that's all you can do is keep working and trying to be successful as a team first, because like I said, when you have success as a team, that's when individuals do stand out, and that's when you get recognized. And so I want this team to do well, and that'll lead to opportunities not just for myself, but other guys as well.
Anything else?
Cool. Thank you guys.
Next question.